Gwyneth Paltrow, the court case, the ski accident, and Super Dacob. What do we have in common? Luxury. In this case, quiet luxury, because it's been all over the news. Everybody's talking about it. Quiet luxury is becoming the most talked about, for now, trend in the fashion circles. But technically, has it always been there? Is it just a trend? Is it just a fad? Or is it literally style that's finally being acknowledged by the masses? What is quiet luxury, and how does Gwyneth Paltrow contribute to it? Well, we're going to find out today in this A Fashion Bunker video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Push the join button next to the subscription button. Become a member today and get access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon. Super Dacob all spelled together there as well for extra perks. Thank you to my members and patrons who have already pledged. This video is filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I have my co-chatters with me in the chats. Hi guys. So I have a couple of pictures to share with you from the courtroom. These are screenshots taken from the public cameras that are filming in the courtroom. So we are allowed to use them because we will be reviewing them. But there's been several newspaper articles, fashion paper articles, or fashion magazine articles that have been reporting about the quiet luxury that Gwyneth Paltrow has been wearing to court. Okay? And so, listen, there are several articles here about this topic, and kind of fascinating if you think about it. That what she's wearing has inspired so many people to write stuff. For example, marieclaire.co.uk says Gwyneth Paltrow's courtroom style has been a masterclass in quiet luxury dressing. So what does it mean? Marie Claire asks. Well, let me cue in some pictures. So here we have screenshots taken from the live feed. We're not going in any chronological order here. I'm not going to show you like the first day, the second day. We're just analyzing in general. No particular order. And if we are in order, fine. Doesn't really matter. Nobody cares. Here we have Gwyneth Paltrow and the lawyer from the guy who's suing her. Beige or off-white, no branding, gold jewelry. Okay, is gold jewelry quiet luxury? Well, according to Marie Claire, it is, apparently. Now, everything I say in this video, Your Honor, is just my opinion. Okay? Not rooted in any truths or facts, Your Honor. Everything's alleged. Everything is just for entertainment purposes only. Allegedly, everything. Okay, Your Honor? Thank you, Your Honor. All right, Your Honor. So, now this bag looks like something that could be Longchamp, but it's not Longchamp. Does anybody know in the chats what the bag might be? This particular, I honestly, I could say, we could say gold, as long as you can't recognize the brand, can be considered quiet luxury. But in my humble opinion, if you're going to have such a chunky gold necklace and bracelets, it becomes opulent. So I'm not so sure how much so much gold can be considered quiet luxury at this point in the game. Just Joe says nothing quiet about that gold. Mr. T necklace. And the quiet luxury Hermes crop is out. Applause to Just Joe for the shadiest comment thus far. And here we go. Oh, damn, it hit me. So the House of Louis says gold is not quiet, honey. Blue Bannister says you also don't know if the gold is real, though. Which does make it tacky in a way, right? Because then it turns into costume jewelry. One doth believe that Gwyneth is wearing real gold, hopefully, but we don't know. We don't know. Andrea says it might be a Celine bag. Now, I've heard that she was wearing Celine shoes. This might be a Celine bag, the row, I don't know. But, it's that little tiny flap at the top that gives me Longchamp vibes. But yeah, no logo, no branding. That's obviously blatantly visible, so I get it. Quiet luxury. Andrea says it's not quiet for sure. Big money. Well, how far is quiet luxury exactly that? Like, I'm not going to show you the logo, but I'm going to show you that it costs a lot. Like, where's the limit? Like, do we say that that's not quiet luxury? If it's clearly visible that it costs a lot. Because honestly, I think quiet luxury, you're supposed to see that it costs a lot in a way. Let me see if we have another picture. The rolled up sleeve of the jacket, the matching pants, you know, this particular shoe right there. Again, the jewelry, more subtle jewelry here, but this is definitely giving me money. For sure, it's giving me money. But again, I think what Marie Claire, and not just Marie Claire, because there's other articles here as well. Like, for example, Marie Claire was taking it from Vogue, I believe. Then we got Elle magazine. I think Elle magazine reports at the end of the article that the original article was from Vogue, maybe, or was it Marie Claire? But anyway, Elle magazine reports as well by stating Gwyneth Paltrow's ski trial style and the cult of stealth luxury, or AKA the cult of quiet luxury. So they're all reporting about it. The fact that, so I believe that a lot of these fashion magazines or lifestyle magazines are trying to say that quiet luxury is visibly expensive without you knowing what brand it is. Like, not showing off the brand, but definitely showing off that you bought something expensive. And I think this is where a lot of us are going to have to, where a lot of us would agree or disagree. Because I'm sure there's going to be a faction of people thinking quiet luxury has to also not look expensive. But then there's going to be that faction that's going to say, no, quiet luxury has to look expensive, but you're just not allowed to see logos and branding. It's not supposed to look tacky, but it's supposed to look expensive. I'm personally a little bit on both sides because I do love some gorgeous quality products and pieces that are luxurious, but that don't necessarily look luxurious, but just the way that they're cut and the way that they feel, they're so comfortable. That's like quiet luxury, but they don't necessarily look like business jacket, you know, like money, right? This does look like leisure because the sleeves are rolled up and she's chill, she comfy, she ruling her own oats. But for me, quiet luxury can be comfortable, not screaming expensive. Sometimes comfortable, screaming expensive. Never, however, with logos. Rachel says, quiet luxury is about quality. Looks great, but feels like PJs to wear. But does that mean expensive? Does it look expensive? This is the question a lot of people have. Bimblak says, not to look tacky, Dacob, that huge chain necklace was very tacky. To some, I don't know if it, I wouldn't say it looked tacky to me, but I would say that, hold on, let me just shift to the side a little bit. So I wouldn't say that it looked tacky to me, but it definitely looked expensive because we know who she is. We know she has money, right? So we automatically deduct that, well, if she's wearing a really chunky gold necklace, it's going to be real gold. It might not be, but because we know who she is, or for those of us who know who she is and in all the movies she's been in and her family and how famous they are and all that stuff, we think that's a gold necklace. And so we think a lot of money. But she styled it nicely. I don't think that the styling was bad, you know, just a little bit, you know, a lot of gold. Louis says that face is giving Karen vibes. Jay Bodie says, would a Chanel tweed jacket be considered quiet luxury? Given today's Chanel standards, it would only be considered quiet luxury by me if it were haute couture Chanel. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because Chanel has this rule that if they are creating anything for prêt-à-porter, ready to wear, anything ready to wear has to have the visible double C logo. Whether it be a shoe, even the sling bags, they had to hammer that double C on the side of the heel. Shoes have to have the logo. Clothing has to have the logo. Costume jewelry has to have the logo. Hats have to have a logo. The camellia flower has to have a logo. Sunglasses have to have a logo. The bags have to have a logo. The only place you will not find a logo with Chanel is on haute couture, high fashion, the really, really expensive range. You're literally paying extra for them to take the logo off. Within the haute couture Chanel collection, you can find quiet luxury clothing. Some of their jackets are quiet luxury on that level. You can also go to Chanel and order one of their classic black jackets from the haute couture department. They will make it, it's going to cost you, but they will make you a classic Chanel black jacket tailored to your body. The buttons will not have the double C visible. If the double C is not visible, and you have a classic Chanel Tallure jacket in black or beige, no logo visible, then yes, that's quiet luxury. But Chanel prêt-à-porter or ready-to-wear, not quiet luxury. It's all about the logo. It's all about the logo. And even the pieces where the fabrics don't have logos printed all over them or stitched all over them, the buttons are still going to have a double C logo always visible on them. Every button has a logo on it. And this is why Chanel ready-to-wear, I don't consider it quiet luxury. You know, exceptions are made for the 255 bag because there's no double C. The logo is hidden under the turn lock. But it ends there. Like, you have to buy haute couture from Chanel if you want quiet luxury from Chanel. Renato says, in my opinion, quiet luxury is whispering wealth through the expert cut, quality of materials, and craftsmanship. Let me check the next picture. Okay. Now, this is a trick question. So first of all, do you guys think that this outfit is quiet luxury? Second question, is this going to work in her favor when it comes to the jury deciding whether or not she is credible? Now, mind you, not everybody needs to believe her. It's enough that just a teeny tiny percentage more believes her than not believe her, right? So within the jury, we just need the half of the jury plus one juror, right, to believe her, and she wins the case, right? So now believability translates to likability. Is the jury going to like her styled this way? It's giving Ralph Lauren. Purple Label says frozen luxury. Bim Black says this looks like Marnie. Debbie says Amish luxury. Just Joe says looks like Little House on the Prairie. Anderson says she's giving me drunk evangelical blonde lady at the bodega here in Brazil. Well, the trick question was in the accessory. On that day in court, and I don't know if every day, but on that day in court, Gwyneth arrived with this bougie bottle of water as an accessory. Okay? Now, it's a glass bottle, which is great for the environment, you guys. Obviously, plastic is not the best. Glass is easy to recycle. It's great for the environment to, have a glass bottle. Actually, when I worked with Vivienne Westwood on our movie Art Lovers Unite, by the way, be sure to check out Art Lovers Unite, coming to a theater near you anytime soon. Check out the movie at www.artloversunite.com. Yours truly is in the movie with Vivienne Westwood, co-produced by and directed by Patrick John Thomas. So Vivienne always wanted glass bottles to drink water out of. She would make it very clear she does not drink out of plastic. She does that to preserve the environment. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with this per se, but I've been reading up on this, and some lawyers online have been saying that this is an issue because not only is it, apparently it's also a bougie version of water in a glass bottle. So not only is it in a glass bottle, but it's also not a Walmart affordable water. They also added that if they were her lawyer, they would have told her to drink water out of a paper cup, to make her more likable, relatable, so that she doesn't come across as if she's showing off that she bougie, that she's snobby. So apparently, and this has been going on the internet, that this bottle is what actually weakens her likability. So I don't know if it's cheap or not, but it looks premium. It looks expensive. Okay, that's the problem. It looks expensive. The fact that it looks expensive, I don't know how much this thing costs. Okay, I mean, listen, I would have made the mistake too, by the way, because I love Evian water. I love how Evian water tastes. It's like, in America, it's considered bougie French water. In France, it's a water like any other. But if you came to court with a glass bottle of Evian water, we're done. You're going to lose the case. So doesn't matter how much this thing costs. It looks bougie. It's a glass bottle. And a lot of people have been talking about Gwyneth's glass bottle of water, how it looks expensive, hence making her less likable. What do you guys think? It's definitely not making her look like one of us, says Renato in the comment. Interesting comment. Interesting comment. Probably invented just for her, says Monty's. I don't know. Joseph says, this is the same woman who said she would rather smoke some substances than eat cheese from a can. Are we shocked? Asks Joseph. Some attorneys said that she should have a Walmart plastic bottle and paper cup. Now, I've seen the gentleman who is suing her. He came to the stand yesterday. Well, I saw him yesterday anyway. And his drink was in a thermos. It was like a thermic, just a metal container. He would open up. It's recyclable, reusable. We didn't see what was in there, but he came with his little tiny bottle. That looked relatable to me. It wasn't branded. It didn't have a logo on it. And it's something you can refill all the time. That's environmentally friendly, right? So apparently this did not look likable. Aperol Spritz says, the glass bottle just goes to show that she's unaware of her privileges. Really good point. Really good point. Really good point. Leanne is asking, why does she need to be common? She doesn't need to do anything, Leanne, but she needs to win this case. And if she wants to win this case, she has to work on being likable and relatable to the jury. And several lawyers online have been posing this question, will a bottle like that make her less likable to the jury? So while the outfit might work as a moment of subtle, restrained, I am quiet luxury, the bottle is what creates drama. People with this moment have also been talking about another famous court situation, Anna Delvey. we know how, since Anna Delvey's courtroom appearances, how important it is to set a mark and a statement while you're in court. Anna Delvey had even her own Instagram account dedicated to, well, it was not hers, I guess. It was the account of Anna Delvey's outfits in court, which had a ton of followers. So it's like we know the power of dressing up in court if it's televised, especially if it's televised. So I personally believe that Gwyneth thought through what she's going to wear every day. I don't know if she had a stylist work this out with her, but the psychology of what you're going to wear in court also influences quite considerably the decisions that the jury might make in or against your favor. Just Joe says she's being sued for $3 million. Want to show off all your money? Jury might think it won't hurt her to make her pay $3 million. That's a really good point, Just Joe. If she looks like she's really wealthy, the jury might be like, okay, girl, it doesn't seem like you have issues with money here. Just pay. Pay, honey, pay. Amber Millionaire says, a paper cup equals I'm just like you. Walmart peeps. There you have it. Let me show you the next picture. So here we have a mug. Unless we don't see branding on the mug, that's fine. Subtle, similar color tone to the outfit. I don't know if the mug is blue, outfit black, or they're both navy. I can't really see from this screenshot, but proper, buttoned up to the top, symbolizes I am proper, I am correct, I do things in a clean way, I define stuff, and I follow the rules. This is always what a buttoned up shirt gives me. That's the vibe. The cardigan, or is this a dress, whatever it is, it's also buttoned up to the top. As you can see, there's no more buttons going there. This is the last one. So this is, and always, you guys, the mid partition gives us innocence. Always. Innocence and purity. If you're going to do the partition to the side, that gives you more flirtation, more edgy, but partition in the middle, loose hair, look, the waves are ever so subtle and gentle. It's giving me almost no, I didn't even work on my hair. I just washed it. It's, we know work went into that hair, but it's giving natural, quiet luxury. However, we have another issue here. Like in the last picture, the issue was the bottle. This case, people have been pointing out her notebook. Her notebook is apparently a very, very expensive brand. What did people say? It's $200? Yeah. Frozen Luxury says, Gwyneth is using the Super Dacob mug. She's just reading the Super Dacob logo on the other side. Amber Millionaire says, yes, the notebook is $250. Interesting. Interesting. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, Bim Black is asking, is that Smithson? I think so. Yes, I think that's what they were saying, that it's a Smithson. So so $250. You really want to go to court? Just like somebody said before, it can really come across as if she's not even aware of her privilege, or she just considers this to be normal for her, which also means she's not aware of her privilege. Manti says, she looks like an English teacher. Dance Calgary Kids, where's the cardigan from? Asks, where's the cardigan from? It looks so soft. It does look like cashmere. It looks super soft. The cardigan, there are people online trying to figure out the brands she's wearing, which is also interesting thing to connect to Quiet Luxury, because there are no logos. Like, it's very much rooted in the if you know, you know, which makes it kind of elitist. It's like, if you're in the know, you're going to know what brand she's wearing, but otherwise you're not going to know. And it's really hard to find out. Now, you have to do a lot of research, figure out what brand is doing what. to be able to kind of figure out, okay, the shape, that the particular cut, the tailoring of it. Okay. And that's what makes it quiet luxury, right? Because it doesn't scream the brand. But bottom line is Walmart has clothes, okay? Walmart has notebooks. Walmart has water. So you guys, I would shop at Walmart if I had to go to court. This is the point. This is the point. Bottom line. You know, Kev says, good luck trying to get poly blend on this woman. Well, Walmart also sells some non-poly blends, you know. You can find pure cotton and some pure wools at Walmart, albeit rare, but they're there. Oh, little rhyme. So let me see. Do I have another pizza? Just Joe says she ain't going to Walmart. Okay, hold on a minute. Just Joe says she's not going to go to Walmart. That's fine that she's not going to go to Walmart, you guys. She's an actress. If anybody is used to acting a role and a character, that's her. Her attorney or whoever for her should have told her, Gwyneth, darling, you have to see this trial as a character study for a role in a movie. Be honest when you're on the stand, of course. You're under oath. But you're playing a character with your outfits. It's a costume. It's a costume you have to wear to win an Oscar. Okay? You can tell it to her like that. I'm sure she would understand. But you have to make it clear to her, honey, it's a costume. You have to wear this costume for this role. Because this is a costume that is called for this role. If you want to win the award. Okay? Okay, sweetie. Good. You know what I mean? So Kev says, I'd wear Balenciaga and say I found it in the trash. Gloria says it's reported that she's wearing many of her own products, which she knows will be picked up and sent people to her website. Also, fine. Yes, she also is wearing some of her products. I read in a couple of her articles. I think also in the Elle article, they did mention her own brand. But look at this, you guys. Someone is telling her how people are criticizing her online. Somebody is giving her instructions. She's slowly changing. This is a couple of days. I'm not so sure. I think this is after the glass bottle. What do we see here? Paper cup. Somebody's been learning. But we still have the Smithsonian notebook, though. We still got to change the notebook. We still need the cheaper notebook. But she got the paper cup. Paige D says, my clients work for major insurance companies. I always tell them to dress modestly for court. It helps likability. You already face an uphill battle if you are seen as wealthy or better off. But it's an interesting point that somebody else made about the fact that she also wants to plug her own clothes, her own brand. If she shows up in court with her own brand, people are going to buy it, right? People are going to be like, oh my God, I want to wear what Gwyneth is wearing. Let me buy her own stuff. Because that can also pay for the court fees. You see what I mean? If she sells a ton of her own clothes, that's going to pay for whatever the guy is suing her for, which is allegedly $3 million, somebody said. So it's not that unclever. She could also be saying, well, okay, even if I lose in this trial, I could still potentially make a ton of money with the sales of the clothes that are my own brand. So, interesting point. Very interesting point. Page D is countering the claim. Lawyer Page in the house says the clout from that is not worth a potential record as a civil defendant with a loss. I see what you're saying. Makes sense. So it's better for her to win the case than to lose the case but make more money off of the clothes. It looks better. I wonder how that would be damaging to her career. I mean, she's already very wealthy, probably. So does she even care at this point? She has kids, a family. Like, you know, isn't that all you would ever wish for? To be happy with your kids and to have enough money to live a whole lifetime without needing to ever work again? So technically, you know. Nicole, another lawyer in the house, says, I agree with Paige. Interesting. Let me see if we have another picture to show. Here we have a black look. Again, slightly wavy hair, almost, again, very natural, very natural. This is from today, by the way. So this is the latest picture. This is from today. The hair is, for me, the hair is giving, we've been working on the hair. It's giving me major, you know, but trying to look effortless, like, oh, I didn't do anything with it, out of bed look, but it looks very on point, especially how, you know, these curves work. Black always works in court. I have a feeling that it gives you that somber look. It makes you feel sad. It makes you feel like you are going through something and you deserve empathy and you deserve emotion. So I think black is fine. By the way, I did not take the screenshot of this particular moment in the courtroom to shade this lady. Just to let you guys know, this was not my intention. I'm just saying this. Why? Because when I was looking for the right screenshot of Gwyneth, all this sequence was going on while this lady was making this face. She kept making this face. She didn't stop making this face for a long time. So I don't know if that's her face or if she knew that she was on camera somehow and she wanted to mimic Gwyneth. I don't know what's going on here, but this lady kept making this face for a longer period of time. So I don't want you to think that I took the screenshot just to throw shade at the lady in the background. I didn't. So it's kind of fascinating. That's Calgary Kid says, in this photo, it looks like she's literally rethinking her decision to be in court for $300,000. She could make that in a week of work, not to say that she shouldn't fight for the truth. Well, hold on a minute, though. She just wants $1. That's what I understood, you guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she literally says, all I'm asking for is $1. I don't care about this. This is out of principle for me. I didn't do anything wrong. She's claiming that the other gentleman did something wrong and she just wants this to go away. She doesn't want big money from him. She just wants $1. Symbolic $1. Paige says $1 plus legal fees. Yeah, Leanne, she doesn't do films anymore. Since a while now, I haven't seen her doing films either. Melissa says plus attorney fees. Oh, the other skier wants $300,000? Andrea, somebody said he wants $3 million. I thought he wants $3 million. Dance Calgary Kid says, time is money, honey. Legal fees are expensive. Yeah, Nicole says, no, the plaintiff is asking for $3 million. Yeah, so the plaintiff is asking for $3 million, I guess, plus legal fees, or are legal fees included? And Amber says that news said that Gwyneth is covered by insurance. Insurance could have paid the $300,000 by now at first, but judge threw $3 million out of the court. Interesting. So Dance Calgary Kid says, nope, it's $300,000. It's not $3 million. Joseph says, flashback to Naomi Campbell complaining in court over the diamonds. Oh my God, the blood diamonds. Mia Farrow and Naomi Campbell both in court. What a random duo. Living for that pop culture moment. I will never forget that moment. This is many years ago, but it's still on YouTube. Leanne in the comments in the chat says, she's a very self-righteous person. I believe her. I don't think she would do this if she didn't think she was right. Eminem says, the other skier initially wanted 3 million, but went down to 300,000. And Amber says, yes, 3 million at first. Yes. Interesting. Oh, Andrea says, I see Gwyneth Paltrow on a Netflix series after this. And Amber says, the judge threw it out as the plaintiff was claiming hit and run case. Steph says, see, you don't have these problems if you just stay off the slopes and sip hot cocoa in the lodge. Completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. But again, all the fashion news bulletins, papers, online accounts, they're all talking about it. Quiet luxury, quiet luxury. Gwyneth Paltrow being the exponent, the epitome of quiet luxury. She's been advocating for quiet luxury for many, 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 many years now, right? This is not something she just, oh, let me reinvent my style for court. She's been wearing stuff like this for many, many years. So I personally respect her for that. Forget about the money she has or doesn't have. The fact that she's very coherent with herself is a true testament to her integrity. This is what I would be thinking if I were in the jury. Now, do I find her character likable or not? That's a whole other can of worms. All I'm saying is I personally would not judge against her. I would not rule against her as a juror just because of the expensive Smithson notebook she has or whatever. You know what I mean? What I would notice is lack of charisma. Sorry, Gwyneth. I really want to say I see charisma, but it's like she's working overtime to not be charismatic. And I don't know why, you know? Yeah, there you go. Jessica Ritali says she's not likable at all. Jessica says in the chats. Oh, Nicole, there you go. We have a lawyer in the house saying, I don't think this would have gotten anywhere near trial if she wasn't a celebrity. Interesting. But Eva says she was great on the stand. VL says she might end up like Amber Heard. Leanne says, if she came in Walmart clothes, we would all see through it. It would be disingenuous. That's a really good point. But Leanne, we are not the jurors. We're the public opinion, and she might have issues with public opinion later on. But the important thing is that the jurors trust her, like her, right? So the way I see it, isn't it like really complicated in terms of finding the right jurors? Because like the jury is supposed to not really know who you are, which is really hard if there's a legal case with a famous person. How can you choose a jury that actually doesn't know you? Or, you know, and if they do know you, how can you prove that that juror isn't a fan? Or that that juror doesn't like you because you are famous? It's really, really hard, if you think about it, to find a jury that is impartial from the beginning of the trial and then makes up their opinion as the trial goes along. But to find a jury that is impartial to a very, very famous person, I don't know where. I mean, have these people been living under a rock all these years to not know who she is? You know what I mean? You know, Steph says, I've been on jury more times than I like. After time drags on, you start to lose patience and your opinions can take a surprising turn. Interesting point, Steph. Interesting point, Steph. Interesting point, Steph. Great insight. Leanne says, are you assuming the jurors are nothing like us? And Leanne also says, I don't like her. I do believe her. That's a good point, Leanne. I'm not assuming they're nothing like us, Leanne. What I'm saying is the lawyers from both sides fight to get the jury they want in this courtroom. Okay? So they're going to eliminate the jury that isn't qualified. And if you know about Gwyneth Paltrow, like we do, they would eliminate us. Leanne, they would eliminate you. You would not be allowed to be a juror in this case because you know who she is. And you've seen her movies and you know too much about her. They would eliminate me too. They would say, do you know her? I would say, yes, of course I do. She won an Oscar. She wore the pink Ralph Lauren dress when she won her Oscar. The Oscars, they would immediately say, okay, next. You're disqualified. You're disqualified. You have already too many opinions about her. You're disqualified. So either the jurors lied, that they have no opinions about her, they don't really know her, they're not fans of her, just to be on this case, or they really don't know almost anything about her, in which case they are different to us because we know about her. You know what I mean? That's what's the difference here. So let me see what else. I'm sure I'm sure she wears Bogner on the slopes. Well, Andrea, this is an interesting point because, again, in one of these, I think it was Elle Magazine or Marie Claire, somebody stated that actually Gwyneth allegedly is wearing the same ski outfit for many, many, many years. She's using the same one. It's a good quality. It's nothing flashy, nothing cuckoo on the slopes. She's been wearing the same one for many, many, many years. She doesn't buy a new one every time she goes to ski. So they're kind of mentioning that she's very... conservative is the wrong word, but that she's kind of environmentally friendly there a little bit because she's not buying new clothes every time she goes to ski, allegedly, right? Paige says, agreed, we may be biased on this front being people that can appreciate luxury, even quiet, and spending money on it and knowing that it doesn't mean you're a jerk or a millionaire. Exactly. Good point. Caleb says, I've done jury duty once, but I wasn't chosen. Oh, they sent you home? No, Kev, no Coco Neige on the slopes. No, she wasn't serving Coco Logo on the slopes, no. Yes, exactly, Aoife. It's sustainable fashion, not fast. So when it comes to the clothes I'm seeing Gwyneth wearing on the stand, I have nothing negative to say about it as a person who knows fashion, who knows luxury. If we're gonna, but we're niche here on my channel. It's very niche when we talk about these things. But if we're gonna go into the masses and try to understand how will the masses react to this aesthetic, it can go sour. It can go sour. I can see how people might judge and say, who do you think you are? You know what I mean? You want my vote, but you're acting, like a snob, or you're acting, you're dressing up like you're better than me. And you expect sympathy from me. You expect empathy from me. I can see how some people might think that way. I can see that. I don't think that way, but I can see how people could think that way. Well, anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I wonder if there's one more outfit. That's it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Gwyneth. All the best of luck to you. No matter how the wind turns, whichever way the wind blows, Gwyneth, I am sure you will come out triumphant one way or the other because you are a trooper. Thank you guys so much for watching. Never forget to never give up on love and subscribe.